Hey guys, what's up? Chip here. Welcome to the Chatterbot newsletter podcast radio series. I'm your host, Chip Smith from Australia. We do what's called apps and dapps, and we set them in the blockchain. We spread out across the internet looking for certain chatter and many things online to predict certain of future events using blockchain itself. It's very interesting, a very cold morning here, cold Sunday morning in Australia, a little bit of mist in the air, and there's also a lot of pissed people in the air. So let's talk about that for a minute, guys. As you're listening to this right now, Bitcoin got to a high of over 60,000, and now we've dropped to about a 50% crash on the markets. A lot of people talking, a lot of people panicking, a lot of people realizing that, this is not a get rich quick scheme, and a lot of people are sort of sitting on the log, sulking. So I want to talk a little bit about that today because myself, as you know, I've been in crypto for a long time, and there's many people messaging me. There's many people joining our membership and our VIP membership newsletter, the Chatterbot newsletter. And a lot of people out there seem to think that, this is one of those things where crypto goes to zero. And I just want to chime in here because I think a lot of people are listening to idiots, and a lot of people just are in panic mode. So, first of all, you have to realize that in terms of what's happening in the crypto space and in the blockchain world, we are very early days, meaning that the people that, who are top of the agenda of part of blockchain, they really understand that, there is a lot of technology to be built on. It's very early, like I said, and the backbone infrastructure for crypto and the real world hasn't really even been invented yet. So when we're talking about proof of stake, we're talking about proof of work, even things like proof of identity, proof of location. I mean, hardly anything has even been built in this world to support those dapps or applications. Um, Even some of the coins that people are talking about and saying they're scams, I really don't think that they can put that umbrella of narrative on these coins because, they're really not doing anything, and they're not producing anything, and they don't apply to anything in the real world. So for people to come out and say, this is just ridiculous, this is all going to zero. I see people on Twitter complaining, crypto's a scam, crypto's this, crypto's that. They're really just venting. And so I need to be the voice of reason, I feel. A lot of people are listening to me, and I do have a role, I feel, and that is to sort of put people on the straight and narrow. Yes, I have done very, very well in business. I've done very well in the cryptocurrency market. And myself, I'm even more relaxed than I've ever been. And I'll tell you why. There seems to be a lot of people, a lot of these influencers out there that seem to pump out a lot of bad information upon bad information. They're really listening to maybe one or two YouTube people. They have a big following, and they seem to think that putting out really bad information is going to help them. And I don't, it's just about greed. It's just about all about them. Whereas, I started very slow in this space, and I always made a promise to myself that I would try to help people to see what's coming, because I believe myself personally, without even talking or realizing that the crypto space is in trouble right now, yes, but I do believe, there's a lot of events to come in the crypto space, both positive and both negative. And people just need to realize that and understand that we are very, 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 very early days in the whole blockchain space. And so I wanted to just sort of touch on that for a moment because I really feel that in the crypto world, you have to have your wits about you, right? It's a very risky game. And I know a lot of people out there are saying, I want to be rich and chipper, I want to be wealthy. I want to have houses and cars. I mean, this really is not the secret to life. I mean, you can have a house, you can have a car when you die. Do these things really go with you? No. And so everyone out there wants to be rich for the most part. But I think what they really meant is they want to be, they want to win a lottery and have some fun and just blow money. They don't really want to make the sacrifices for what it's taken for me. I don't think people understand. They say, "Oh, yes, you're very good," and this and that, but I don't think people really understand that. I don't really share my personal life that much. They don't really want to make sacrifices like we have and my team have made. They don't want to do that. They don't want to put the hard work in and make it happen themselves. So, if you're not willing to do these things, you're not going to be successful in crypto. You have to really work hard at this. And it's not about buying a coin and becoming successful and becoming rich and, oh, I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire. I really do feel that crypto is going to make a many, many billionaires. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. We've been lucky enough to predict certain events, sure. But, if you're willing to make many sacrifices and to work hard at this and to really understand and do a lot of research, well, then I think you'll be ready and you're well on your way to success. But, you know, there's a caveat there. You really have to understand that there's a lot of risks in here, and you really have to set your mind to being a winner and to doing the right things. I mean, I sort of think my success has sort of come a long time ago when I just decided to make, some very good decisions early on. Not so much in the last year or so because crypto is changing and a lot of people don't really see that. And for me personally, that's what it was really about. So I feel that I'm in the position because I made some very good decisions, years ago. It sort of puts me in the position now to help you guys and to spend time doing that. Although the podcast, I must say, I haven't spent too much time doing the podcast, but I do love doing these. It's a great medium to get out there and to meet people and to, really share my thinking and my thoughts because not only does it help you guys, it really helps me. I want to be a better educator. I want to be a better mentor to some of my people. I have a lot of members. I have a lot of clients that rely on me. So while it is a little bit stressful at times, I'm not here to complain. I'm just sort of here because I think, Tiger Woods said, many, many years ago, there's always ways to be better. There's always things we can improve on. And there's always things that, need attention. So I think, while people can say whatever they want about me, I'm just, I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to be open and honest. And in the end, I think it really is about. I've always wanted to help people. I wasn't sure many, many years ago in what area. So it's quite interesting that I've sort of come across over to crypto because I do have, a pretty extensive experience in the financial world. But when blockchain came along, I was quite excited because I really feel and think that, when we're talking about this world, and especially the DeFi world, which has popped up, we've been doing a lot of research. I mean, I have a lot of time for people that want to talk about the DeFi space because I really feel that in the future, you know, if you're a banker or you work in a bank, and if the DeFi space grows to a place where I think it's going to go, which is, it's going to boom, and I mean, sure, there's going to be, negative times and times when things will get tough in the DeFi space, sure. But I think it's sort of like a three-step forward, two steps back approach. And so some of these banks, I mean, they already know if these banks around the world understand what's happening, I think they'd be pretty shit scared because they might be out of a job soon. And crypto is going to be the future, just so you know. And these big banksters that have been doing the wrong thing, I think karma's coming their way. Finally, we're seeing some of these people, pay their dues because, whoever wants to go into a bank these days, I don't really go in there. And like, I'm not living off crypto, don't get me wrong, but going into a bank is always a negative experience. They sort of treat you like an idiot, and they downtrod you. They're very negative. They sort of laugh at you. I've been into a bank where people were getting laughed at, and I mean, no one in this world is in the same financial position as you or me. Some people are better off, some people are much worse. There's all sorts of lifestyle conditions that have helped with their condition, and so I really think it's horrible to see people get downtrodden on and treated like crap as soon as they walk into the bank. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But getting back to the whole crypto thing, and Bitcoin right now is slumping, and a lot of people are talking about it. So I just want to be the calm narrative voice in a sea of just absolute nonsense out there. So I mean, there's also talk about a crypto winter. I mean, I've been through a few crypto winters. Some have been horrific when, as a more of a hodler, my portfolio was down maybe 92%. So people are slowly forgetting, like, people can say anything about me, but I've been through the times when our crypto portfolio was nearly all gone. So, this whole thing about Bitcoin being down 50%, well, I don't really hold any Bitcoin at all. You have to remember that, this really isn't a crypto winter. It's more of it's a drawdown, and Elon Musk is out there doing his thing, and that's going to continue. But, these new